Today on the Philly Toll podcast, we are going to break down this Eagles and Bears matchup. Played in Chicago, the Windy City, and it's supposed to be like 15 degrees, so it's going to be cold. We also got to talk about Von Miller coming on the Pat McAfee show to discuss the viral clip with him and Micah Parsons. Again, Micah Parsons can pick Mahomes or Josh Allen as his MVP, but to be capping on his stats and trying to insinuate Hurts ain't really doing much, which he did. He's the one who asked Von Miller the question. We'll break down all that. And Chris Sims decided to tag along and agree with Micah Parsons. But again, it's for the wrong reasons.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Toll podcast. And today we got some things to talk about. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, if you believe we're going to be 13-1 by the end of Sunday, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, almost to 29K, and ding that bell so you're a part of notification gang, or here when we go live for the play-by-plays, the all 22s, or just chopping it up. Last but not least, there's a link in the description. Click the description. Sign up. It's free. 9 away from 500. The conversation never stops when we're talking Eagles. But let's start it with Chris Sims. So Lisa Fox tweeted this. She's a Chiefs fan. I guess she's just showing this because she wants Pat Mahomes to win MVP. And again, I thought they were close until these last couple games where Hurts really did it with his legs and arm at an elite level. But listen to what Chris Sims says. Mind you, when Jalen Hurts first was coming in for Carson Wentz and all that, right? Chris Sims had Jalen Hurts ranked as the 40th best quarterback in the NFL. There's only 32 starting teams. He said 8 backups were better than Jalen Hurts, who's now the front runner in Vegas for the MVP. But listen to the context behind it and how foolish it sounds. Again, Chris Sims.
I mean, that's why Hurts will not be my MVP vote for
Okay, he's not your MVP vote? Cool, listen closely.
sure. With that, I mean, he explained it right. I mean, it's an incredible system that coaches never even ran before, but they had to run it because they couldn't run their system with Jalen Hurts.
A system that the coach never ran, but they got to run it because Jalen Hurts can't run their system. But now this new system they're running is the most successful system in the NFL because of Jalen Hurts. Points per game, Eagles. Jalen Hurts is a big factor. Yards per game, we're top 3, Eagles. Jalen Hurts is a big factor to that. He'll talk about the run game, and shout out to Miles Sanders. But Jalen Hurts has like 700 plus yards and 10 touchdowns. He's part of the run game. Lamar run MVP solely on his legs. Hurts is doing it legs and arms at an elite level. But listen to the hateness out of his mouth.
It's the best offensive line in football. It's the best defensive line in football. I mean, it's not for the 49ers. They're the best defense in football. It's the best rushing attack in football.
Also to do to Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders.
It's arguably the best duo at receiver, not named Waddle and Tyreek Hill in football. And it's not that far off from them. It's a really good tight end in Dallas Goedert when he's out there. So this is one of those where I feel like it's setting up where it's just like the quarterback of the best team's going to win the MVP. And I want to go, there's just no way he's more valuable to his team than Mahomes, Burrow, or Allen. Like, no way. Those teams they're not the same teams if they don't have them at quarterback. Where I'd go, if you put Gardner Minshew in the Eagles, they'd still be really damn good. I'm sorry. And that's where, I don't totally disagree with, some of Micah Parsons' thoughts there.
Again, if you are looking at it on the surface, saying, because there's some people who believe Mahomes the MVP, that's cool. But you can't say Minshew would be as good as Jalen Hurts. The Russian game changes. You lose 700 yards. You lose crucial first downs. You lose touchdowns. Miles Sanders gets more eyes on him. Now, RPO helps Miles Sanders. Shout out to Miles, but who knows how it would be without Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, you see the arm. You see the completion percentage. And again, Micah Parsons can pick Mahomes or Allen too. It's the fact that he said Brock Purdy. He tried to compare him to Brock Purdy. That's retarded. He tried to say that he's not top 5 in anything. Completion percentage is big for a quarterback. Total touchdowns is big for the best player in the league. Passer rating is big for a quarterback. All the things that Jalen Hurts is doing well is getting thrown out the window. Now it's only passing yards and passing touchdowns. Well, no, a long time ago, LaDainian Tomlinson, a running back, won the MVP award. Lamar Jackson in 19 only threw for 3,100 yards. Yes, he had 33, 30-something passing touchdowns. I don't know. Who knows what Jalen will finish with passing, but MVP, most valuable player. He's doing it with his legs and his arm at an elite level. It's like a Lamar leg mixed with a top-tier arm. Maybe not Pat Mahomes' arm, but he's making the throws. Open your eyes. Anyways, Chris Sims, you can't really trust his words. He does got an MVP vote. Guys like him and Dan Sileo got MVP votes, and it is what it is. But again, as you've seen on this list, I don't know if y'all can see it, Jalen Hurts is leading. We can't vote as the people. So us talking up Jalen Hurts ain't going to change Vegas. You know what I mean? Can't change Vegas. You just can't. Now listen what Von Miller said.
Because I don't like to be blindsided. So I did that with Michael twice.
We
get on the show. We start talking. And I did that with Michael twice. We get on the show.
My bad.
We start talking. And, we're staying right on cue with all the talking points that we had. And then all of a sudden, Micah asked me a question. And Micah was like, so is it Jalen Hurts or the team? And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, man.
You just put me in a hot take spot on my show. This is supposed to be a non-hot take spot. You just put me in a position here all of a sudden.
Yeah, he just put it on me. And I was like, I was kind of taken back. And I was trying to think about, the next, to try to keep it down. I tried to come up. And he just kept going with it. I was like, man, Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. He's in the running for MVP. And I'm whenever I'm talking about guys, I would rather love.
At the end of the day, again, if you really listen to the whole thing and not just the viral clip is being played so much, nobody's really watching the whole thing. Micah was talking about First of all, Micah was really talking about quarterbacks shouldn't just be the only MVP. He tried to advocate for running backs and receivers and defensive players. Cool, he's a defensive player. But he was slowly trying to get Von Miller on the side that, look at the Niners team. Look how good it is. So you're saying Brock Purdy is MVP? Von Miller said, no, it's a team. And then he took over the show and threw a shot in there on Jalen Hurts because he first rolled his eyes when Von Miller said that he was the MVP or him or Mahomes is going to be the MVP. It is what it is. It's over with after the day. It's just cool how, things are all coming out. Things are coming out. And Chris Sims always going to try to tag his name on the dual threat quarterbacks. He just doesn't like dual threat quarterbacks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyways, the Eagles are advancing to 13-1 in my eyes. You still got to pay attention to Justin Fields. If you look at the NFL's predictions, everybody got the Eagles except for Adam Ranks. Ranks been picking against the Eagles more often than not, and he's always wrong. He's not going to change his opinion. When I look at this Bears team, you got to stop Justin Fields. And the Eagles have had trouble with rushing quarterbacks. Daniel Jones over the past couple years gave him trouble. Kyler Murray in that second half of the Arizona Cardinals game kind of brought them back with his legs. We see Tannehill get off on a couple key things. Tyrod Taylor ran on us when he got in against the Giants as well. So you got to stop Justin Fields. Although me and LB are in the first round of the playoffs. Me versus LB first round of the playoffs, and I got Justin Fields. So I want the Eagles to win, but I need Justin Fields to get his. And he's only going to get it on the ground. You got to pay attention to Justin Fields. Montgomery's a decent running back, but he's not going to really scare you. The Eagles been good against running backs. They don't got weapons out there. They did get Claypool, but Fields has not been killing it with his arms. He might develop that in the future. All that being said, you got to stop the RPO. We should be practicing against the RPO heavy. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a Russian-type game, especially our defense should prepare for a Russian-type game. Now, when I flip it over to the offense, we could do whatever we want. It's going to be cold there. We got a 1,000-yard rusher. We got a great rushing quarterback. We got the tools. Wide receiver 1K, quarterback can throw the ball at any angle. mid-level, short, or deep. And if you look at the Bears, let's look at their defense. They're allowing 4.8 yards a carry on the ground. So like I said, it's a cold game. We're preparing for the playoffs. Feed Sanders, feed Scott, feed Kenneth Gainwell. Run smartly with Jalen Hurts. But let's not act like the Bears got great corners. Yes, they can move around. They've been in some games, but wide receivers are rating over 100. They're allowing 100 passer rating when targeting the wide receivers. Dallas Goedert's coming back. We still got the tight ends. Use them. No if, and, or buts. But guys like Smitty, guys like Quez, and definitely 1K always open A.J. Brown will be running open in the secondary. This is a game where let's see what works and stick with it. Let's see what's working. If it's not working, switch it up, because statistically through the 2022 season, you can rush on this team. You can pass on this team with the wide receivers. That is our special team. Throwing to wide receivers, running the ball with Sanders. So pick what works, set it up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it needs to be fine-tuned, they're blitzing, they're putting guys in a box to stop Sanders, well, then it's time to open it up. If they're dropping back in long, heavy zones, quarter coverage and stuff, trying to stop the big play, we'll run the ball with Sanders. We got the pick your poison offense. And this is an opponent where it's not like the Titans. You want to pass against the Titans. They're good against the run. They're horrible against the pass. Via Jalen Hurts, 380 yards. Miles Sanders, not a great game. It's not like the Packers where they're pretty good against the pass, horrible against the rush, via 350 or 60 yards, not that much passing yards. This is a game where you can fine-tune whatever you need to fine-tune and then stick with it to get out the win. The Bears are still a gritty team, and Fields can make plays. Do not take them for granted. It's in Chicago. We're not used to it being that cold. It's cold in Philly right now, but not 15 degrees cold. So we got to make sure we got the bench warmers, the coats on. Put the muscle emoji. We are 12 minutes deep. 12 minutes and 14 seconds to be exact. Put the muscle emoji and listen. Next to the muscle emoji or in a separate comment, drop your score prediction. Score prediction. I want to see who gets the closest or right on. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section. I love y'all, Eagle Nation. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.